In this video, we're learning about sampling animal populations. So we'll cover why we can't always use quadrats for sampling, how the Mark-release-recapture technique works, and then also the assumptions of this Mark-release-recapture technique as well. Let's start by discussing why we can't always use quadrats for sampling. Quadrats are great for sampling plants because they're stationary, but they have limitations when it comes to animals. The main issue is that most animals are mobile, which can make it tricky to get accurate samples. Fast-moving animals might zip out of the quadrat before you can count them, and others might even wander in and out and in again, so that you could potentially count them twice. This means that the population size estimate you make for most animals won't be reliable. However, as always, there are some exceptions. Sessile, or non-motile animals, like limpets, barnacles and mussels, stay in one place, and so they can be counted using quadrats. Next, let's cover how the Mark-release-recapture technique works. This method is used to estimate the population size of mobile organisms, like insects, birds, and small mammals. Let's begin by going over the key steps of the Mark-release-recapture technique. First, we capture a sample of individuals from the population using traps, nets, or other methods depending on the species. Then, we mark each captured organism with a harmless identifier. For example, we could use a dot of non-toxic paint on these snail shells, we could use leg bands on birds, or fur clippings on small mammals. Next, we release these marked organisms back into their habitat and give them some time to mix back into the population. After enough time has passed for the individuals to disperse, we capture a second sample and record how many individuals are marked and unmarked. And finally, we plug this data into a mathematical formula to estimate the total population size. This formula, which we call the Lincoln index formula, is that the estimated population size is equal to the total number of individuals in the first sample multiplied by the total number of individuals in the second sample divided by the number of recaptured marked individuals. Now, you don't need to memorize this formula, but you do need to know how to apply it. So, let's try a worked example. In a habitat, 8 rabbits were captured, marked and released. Later, 12 rabbits were captured, including 2 marked ones. Estimate the total population size of rabbits in this habitat. If we look at the different values in the question that we need for our equation, the total number of individuals in the first sample is 8, and in the second sample is 12. In this second sample, the number of recaptured marked individuals is 2. So, plugging these numbers into the formula for estimated population size gives us 8 times 12 divided by 2 equals 48. So we can estimate that there are about 48 rabbits in this population. To finish up, let's talk about the assumptions of the Mark-release-recapture technique that must be met for this method to provide an accurate estimate. First, we need to assume that the marked individuals mix evenly in the population once they're released, so that they have the same chance of being recaptured as an unmarked individual. We also assume that the population remains stable between the first and second sampling. What this means is that we assume there aren't a lot of births, deaths, immigration or emigration, so the population size doesn't increase or decrease significantly. Third, the population should have clear boundaries, meaning the study area must be well defined to prevent individuals from moving in or out, because that could also skew results. Fourth, it's also important that the marks don't affect the organism's survival or behaviour. Basically, this means the marks should be a few things: non-toxic, lightweight, and unobtrusive. For instance, if the mark makes individuals more visible to predators, those marked individuals are more at risk of being eaten, so we might not recapture them. Then finally, the marks need to last until we take the second sample, so we don't incorrectly count recaptured marked individuals as unmarked individuals. as this would make our estimate of marked individuals in the second sample much lower than it actually is.
If you haven't heard yet, you can find all of our videos on our website, cognito.org. You'll also find questions, flashcards, exam-style questions, and past papers. And we track all of your progress so that you always know what to study next. So sign up for free by clicking here, or browse our playlist here on YouTube.